Okay, number one, so simplify, so we're multiplying, so we multiply the two large numbers, which gives us 12. E is one of our bases. We add our powers when the base is the same, so it becomes 9. And F, there's a secret 1 from both of these, so that's F2. So that's 12 e to the 4 f squared. Totally not 4, 9. Idiot. Okay, simplify fully. So the 27 is to the power 2/3. If you need to, use a calculator to do that, ladies. And then A is 12 multiplied by 2/3. So this is the cube root of 27 and then squared. So that is cube root of 27 is 3, and 3 squared is 9. So that's 9. And then 12 multiplied by 2/3, so it's 12 over 1, so it's 24 over 3, which is 8. So it's 9a to the 8. So if you want to know how to put the 27 to the power 2/3 in the calc, so you go to calculate. 27, this is your power button, the hat thing. And if you want a fraction, you would just type 2/3, and that gives you 9. Okay, next one, solving inequality. So we treat this as though it were an equal sign. So I'm going to add 3q to both sides. So it becomes 5q is greater than or equal to 31. And then q is greater than or equal to 31 over 5. You can leave it like that. You don't have to change it to decimal. If n is an integer means it's a whole number. This means it can include -2, so it can be -2. And this means it has to be less than 3, so that's -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2. Okay, height. Area of the circle is equal to the area of the trapezium. Okay, so the area of a circle. Okay, so going to the formula sheet, whilst you don't get given the area of a circle anymore, I'm hoping that you would be able to recognize that the volume of this shape here is the area of the end surface multiply the distance between the faces. So that's pi r squared h. So pi r squared is your area of your circle. In a similar way, if you're talking about the circumference of a circle, that's 2 pi r. So you have got the formula here, they're just not explicitly stated. So the volume of the area of a circle is pi r squared, and the area of trapezium is a half a plus b multiplied by h. So this circle here is going to be pi r squared, so that's pi multiplied by 8.5 squared. And then this trapezium would be 20 plus 25 over 2 multiplied by h. So that's 45 over 2 h. They've said that they're equal to each other, and so 45 over 2h is equal to pi multiplied by 8, that's a 5. 8.5 squared. So h is, well, this is 22.5. So So h is going to be pi multiplied by 8.5 squared divided by 22.5. So pi, I can't see. So it's pi, oh, what? Pi multiplied by 8.5 squared equals divided by 22.5 is 10.088. and to 1 decimal place, so that would be 10.1. Okay, here are the first 5 terms of number sequence. Find an expression for the nth term. Okay, so for sequences we look for the difference, so it's plus 4, plus 4, plus 4. So that's going to be 4n. And then you'd say, what would the term before it been? Plus 3. The nth term of difference movement. So to find the sequence, we would say 80 subtract 2 lots of 1, 80 subtract 2 lots of 2, 80 subtract 2 lots of 3. So it's 80 subtract 2, 78, 76, 74. The answer is there's no numbers in both of those sequences. Explain why. Well, as you can see, these are all odd numbers, these are all even. That's a good enough excuse, a good enough reason. One odd, the other even. Okay, Ayesh invests 18,000 rupees, rate 4% compound interest. So the compound interest formula. Oh, I can't remember the letters we use. P, is it P? 1 plus half over 1 power n. So we've got 18,000 multiplied by 1.04 because it's 4% for 3 years. So it's 20247. 2024760. Okay, but this is asked for the interest, so obviously we're going to subtract the 18,000. So it's 224755. To the nearest rupee. Oh, read the question, read the thing, Miss Harrison. So 224755. So actually they would accept, because it's the nearest rupee, you haven't quite made 2248, so they would accept 2247 or 2248. Right, right angle triangle, trig. Ooh, do we get given these still? Surely we do. Oh no. So you need to know your SOHCAHTOA now. So we know it's right angle trig, so we know it's SOHCAHTOA. So we label H, O, A. The H has got nothing to do with this question. We're looking at A and O, so we know it's TOA. And we're trying to find the angle, so that means we cover up the T, and that gives us O over A. So tan X is opposite over adjacent. Tan X is 8 over 12. So X is, how do we undo tan? That's tan minus 1. So this is your trig button. So tan minus 1 of 8 over 12. I'm in radians. Menu. Document settings. Document settings. Got to make default. Okay. So we've got 33. Whoops, I've lost it. 33.6 was it? 0.669 to 1 decimal place is 33.7. Okay. Right. Okay, if these are tangents, that means that, and we know that these are the radii. So this angle here and this angle here are both 90. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4 sides. So it's quadrilateral. We know that quadrilaterals always add up to 360. We've got 90, 90, and 52. So we're going to I'll give a reason for each stage. So we need to say that OAB is equal to OCB, and that's tangent meet radius of 90. And then we know that 180 plus 52. Oops, 233 and 360 subtract 233 is 127. Have I done something wrong? Oh my gosh, that's awkward. 232. And that's the angles in a quad. At 360. Alright, I'm going to say each have some money. And I just 27 with the house. Come has 7 8 money with the house. Come has 6. Okay, so Carmen has 7 8 of the money. So if we call B, whatever, how do you say that? If we call his B. So Carmen has 7 8 of B. And so that is 3150. Which means that we can find that dude's by doing 3150 divided by 7 8. Which is 36. So we have 36, and Ahmed has 20% more than him. Or them. So 20% more means you're going to multiply that by 24.2. Which is 43.20. All right, cumulative frequency. All right, so the table here should help you. So this goes from 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30. But this goes 0, 10, 0, 20, 0, 30. So our numbers, we're just going to add them up as we go. So it's 4, 18. Then we're going to add on 17. 35. I'm messing up my, hang on. Then we're gonna add 35 plus, where we've gone to 13, so it's 48. 48 plus 7. 55 plus 3. And 60. Now this final number should always be your total frequency. So we had 60 people on the train, so that number should always be 60. If it's not, you've done something wrong. Now we have to draw the cumulative frequency graph. So remember, we plot our end point and our cumulative frequency. So it's 10 and 4. Looking at the scale, that would be there. These 20 and 18. 30 and 35. 40, 48. 55, 58, and 60. Okay, so ideally do a join from 0, 0. Alright, so there's your frequency graph. It then says use your graph to find the rest of the interquartile range. Well, interquartile range is the upper quartile, subtract lower quartile. So we find that by cutting our data into fours. So then this would be the median, and then we're at 15. It's going to be our lower quartile, and at 45 is going to be our upper quartile. And then when I say that's where they are, so what we do is we draw a horizontal line and vertical line. So that's 18. And then this one, I've got 38. So that's 38, that's 18 is 20. So as long as you use your graph, your lines, and you can you've shown them on here, you can get the answer. So it should be around 19 is what they've said. Okay, use your graph to find an estimate for how many of the 60 people are more than 48. So we find 48. Oops. And draw a vertical line. And then we draw a horizontal line. To be honest, I think it's secretly that one, so I think that's 54. Just didn't draw it very well. So I'd say that these people are up to 48, and then the remainder are over. So that means it's 6 people. Again, as long as you use your graph, then you can get marks, even though it's not exactly what it has in the mark scheme. So you may all have different answers. All right, so 2 congruent regular pentagons. Okay, congruent means exactly the same. Regular pentagon means that they all have the same angles. Pentagon tells us it's got 5 sides. A regular octagon means it's got 8 sides and all the angles are the same. Right. If you didn't remember the rule for interior angles of a triangle, of a polygon, which is, excuse me, oh gosh, n minus 2 multiplied by 180. Oh. Then you can always just cut your shape into triangles and see there are 3 triangles there. And so the interior angles are going to add to 3 lots of 180. So 3 lots of 180 is 540. So we know that the angles add up to 540, which means that each angle is going to be 108. So each of these angles here in both of those 2 shapes are 108. So let me just erase that. Oops. So that there is 108. And so is this, and so is this. Okay, that's actually the one I want. Got a regular octagon, so that would be 6 minus 6 times 180. So that's 1080, and there's 8 of those. So we'll divide that by 8. So each of the octagon angles is 135. Let me do this in a different colour, which means that this total angle is 135, which means that the green. So the green bit here is going to be the difference between those two. So 135 subtract 108. It's 27. So the green is 27 on both. And this here would be an isosceles triangle. So we're going to do 180 subtract 2 lots of 27. So that's 126. All right, algebraic equation. So we've got nice numbers on the bottom, which is great. So we just need to make our denominators the same. So we've multiplied top and bottom by 2, top and bottom by 5. So we've got 6x plus 4 over 10, subtract 15 minus 20x over 10 equals 2. Now here's the problem. Lots of you didn't recognize that this was takeaway, and I don't know how many times I need to say, when you're taking away a fraction, you're taking away both of these parts. So when you're combining the numerators, you've got 6x plus 4, take away 15, plus 20x over 10 equals 2. So that's putting them as a single numerator. And 6x plus 20x is 26x, and then 4 subtract 15 is negative 11. To get rid of the 10, we're going to multiply both sides by 10. Add 11 to both sides. And then divide. So 31 over 26. Oh, what have I done here? Harrison, seriously. Oh, there's a problem. Oh, I tell you lot off for not doing it. Look, this is minus. Oh, that was right. Darn it. Okay, so take away minus 19, 20, so add 19 to both sides, gets 39. So then with 39 over 26 is 1.5, 3 over 2. Alright, in a school, there are 30 students in the class. Right, so let's fill in the numbers that we know. 7 study all 3 languages. 10 study German and French, so that would be this whole section. So that means that this is 3. 12 study both Spanish and German. 12, so that means this is 5. 9 study French and Spanish, 2. 16 study Spanish. Now, so that means that this whole circle adds up to 16. So we've got 5, 9, 14, so that means that's 2 out there. And 18 study German, so it's 10, 15, 3 there. So then we can add up what we've got. So 10, 18, 22. That means that that's 8. Which means, what do they want to know? They want to know who studied French. So French is this whole circle. So it's 10, 17, 20 people study French. Hopefully I didn't go too fast on that. Maybe I did I? So both German and French, so these two numbers have to add up to 10, these two have to add up to 9, these two add up to 12, and then all of these numbers add up to 18, and all of these numbers add up to 16. Okay. Right, use algebra to show that. So we've got a recurring decimal, but only the last two digits are recurring. So first of all, we say that x is 0.324424. Now, some of you did it a slightly different way. No, as long as you mathematically correct, it doesn't really matter how you do it. So the best thing is to make sure that you've got your recurring decimal after the decimal point. So I can do that by multiplying it by 10. So I can have 10x gives us 3.242424. But if I were to do anything with these two as they are, the digits don't line up after the decimal point. So I also need to find 100. No, I don't. I need 1000x. Because if I did 100x, then I would have a 4 after the decimal point. So 1000x would be 324.2424. Okay, let me just make that clear. So if we did 100x, then we would have 32.4242. Now see here, these numbers don't match with these or these. Okay, so that's going to be no good to us. So these are the two we're interested in. So 1000x subtract 10x is 900. And 90x. And then 324 subtract 3 is 321. Is 321 over 990. And that, if you divide it by 3, you get 107 over 330. Okay, rationalize the denominator. Something lots of people forgot here. When you've got something more complicated in the bottom, you can't just multiply by root 5. You actually multiply by the conjugate. So that's 7 plus root 5 over 7 plus root 5. The reason being is that now on the bottom, we have a difference of 2 squares when we expand that. So let's expand the top. So that's 28. So that's 4 times 7. And 4 times root 5. So that's 4 root 5. And on the bottom, let's do it as normal FOIL. So that's 49 minus 7 root 5 plus 7 root 5. And then you've got plus root 5 squared. So that's 28 plus 4 root 5 over, well, these two cancel each other out, and root 5 squared is 5, so 49 subtract 5 is 44. You want its simplest form, and I can see I've got 28, a 4, and 44, so I know at least that they are all even, but more than that, I know that 4 goes into everything. So if I factorize the top, I would have 7 plus root 5 over 44, because both 28 and 4 can be divided by 4. And then I've got 4 over 44, so that simplifies to be 1 over 11. So it's 7 plus root 5 over 11. They want it separated, so that would be 7 over 11 plus root 5 over 11.